Hello, right here. Daily Oracle reading from the Mystic Shaman book. So I have it here. The authors are Alberto Villaldo, Colette Baron Reed, and Marcela Lobos. The book is awesome. As you can see, the colors in these cards are just amazing. The designs. So, already dealt the cards for this reading, and then when we're done doing, I'll channel the messages first for the reading portion, and then I'm going to read the actual meaning of each card that the author and artist wanted to get across, so that for the viewer, you can receive, have a new viewpoint or a different perspective of hearing these messages. So the next time you see a reader or a card reader using these cards, you'll also have the other meaning that goes to it aside from what we channel. We channel very valuable messages directly for what's needed at the moment to the collective that's going to see it at that moment. The messages in the book are pertaining of what the deepest meaning of that card is attached to. And they usually match up from the channeling pretty much. Okay, so I'm going to get started. $38, and it's an 11 card, Mystical Shaman. Okay. Listening to the ancestors, looking to the moon, listening to the hawk. Hawk brings truth, but looking to the sky for the ancestors, for answers. Trusting. So trusting in truth is important. The spirits that have gone before them have great knowledge to share. They have messages to share with you. The Luminous Warrior. 32 breaks to a 5. Number 5 is for change. The Young Warrior. Determined in his higher self, listening to his intuition. His solar plexus is open. He's in tune to listening to spirit and his divinity, dancing his warrior dance. Being in his true essence. Knowing change is inevitable. Vision Quest. The Vision Quest is meant to free you from your earthly self, to free you from the old self. Like a snake sheds its skin, you go in this vision quest to see and seek answers. Seek answers from the ancestors that have gone before you, to free you to be able to dance. Be comfortable in your vulnerability. Look to the sky, look to spirit. to give you truth, to give you answers. It's like she's dancing in the music, in the moonlight. As they do for the vision quest, they set a bonfire and they light the smoke and listen. 44, sacrifice. Sacrifice of old self, sacrifice of things that you thought were important to you. Surrender. Ego, surrender ego. Be in your higher self, be true to yourself. But surrender your ego. Taming the wild, 55. Taming the wild within, the devil energy within us. Taming your wild side. Be the drinking, the sex addictions, things of this nature, the things that make you want to just be. Things that are impossible to tame. Things that you think are impossible to tame. (52) is stand still and listen. Go to a mountaintop, sit, meditate. Speak with spirit, and let spirit speak to you. Your spirit guides are with you always. The divine wants you to still your mind. You get so wrapped up in work and the busyness and the gossip and the ongoings and the family dramas and the things that you think are important that are not that important. The lawn has to be mowed, the driveway's got to be swept, the things that keep you busy. But stand still, sit in the sunrise, in the sunset, and be still, and take in the awesomeness of the awe of it all, so that you can show and mirror back that awe and awesomeness. (25) Holy Mountain. Again, going to the top of the mountain, because the higher you climb, the closer you feel to the divine. You feel empowered and strengthened by the climb, by the challenge, because it's not easy to climb the rocks. No one grows from something that's easy. We don't grow when we just sail along and everything goes our way like a spoiled child. They don't change, they don't mature. But by climbing a mountain, the holy mountain, it takes strength and perseverance, and it builds character. It builds strength, it builds character. It gives you an opportunity to get to know what you can and cannot do, what you can and cannot accomplish. It helps you to see you on the inside. Like the wild woman, number 62, dancing, being wild, free. It's like the hippie card, only in Indian style. She has trees coming up out of her hair. Her heart is open, though. She's full of love, because she can be wild and free. She dances to the wind in the weeds or the hay fields, and sings with the birds. And she's not afraid to dance or sing in the open and express herself, to feel the vibration and feel life, feel freedom. And again, with beloved, number 5. A lot of 5s here. Change. It's about change. Change the way you look at yourself. Get to know the true you inside. But the beloved, you have to love yourself and nurture yourself Let your own self be your beloved. Hold your heart dear to you, so that you can then hold the love of your life dear to you. And they will hold you dear, because we must love ourselves before others can love us. We must forgive ourselves before we expect others to forgive us. And before we can forgive others, we need to forgive ourselves. Accept that you're in a human, earthly body, and that it makes mistakes. Be free to love like the wild woman, like the vision quest. Tame the wild within you for the better health of your heart. But be free, like the wild woman, to love. Open your heart. Nurture your heart. Love yourself first. If you're hard on yourself, remember the divine didn't make mistakes when they made you the way you are. So be thankful for how you are, because you are different and unique. Okay, I'm going to read the meanings now. $38. The mystical shaman. This is a symbol of the myth maker, the storyteller who is neither made of nor defined by the story. Instead, he observes the story, evolves through it, perceives all aspects of it, and in doing so, the mystical shaman presents the ability to dream a new story, a new myth, into being. He dances between worlds, wearing the cloak of the world loosely around his shoulders, sings the world into being. He reminds us to be in the world and travel through it, but not to be defined by it or become too attached to the experiences. This is the symbol of true alchemy, for all elements of all life have a spiritual aspect and a material one. When we remember this, all manner of miracles and manifestations are possible. When the mystical shaman appears, you're invited to consider the ability to live without attachment. You are called to create and dream your life, to act on inspiration and divine impulse without fixating on a known story of success or achievement. Can you impartially observe the stories you tell yourself or others? What if you could become a mystery to yourself? Who would you become if you stopped telling the tale that have defined you up until now? You do not have to live in the story that has roots to the past. What is there where no need to explain you to anyone, not even to yourself? The way to your most extraordinary life is to become a blank slate and allow the form of your dreams and desires to show up as it will. This is a sign of manifesting a life beyond your wildest dreams. 32. Luminous warrior. The luminous warrior has no enemies in this world or the next. He is impeccable in word and deed. He focuses on his light rather than on what hides in the dark. Since he casts no shadow, he is as radiant as the sun and can transform his most terrible enemy into his ally. His power comes not from the sword, but from speaking his truth at all cost. The luminous warrior reminds you it is important to focus on your power, your wisdom, and beauty. Do not be seduced by what seems wrong with you or with the world. Remember that intention follows attention, so focus on your positive traits. Feed your light with more light until you feel freely, truly empowered. Then there will be little need for action as you resolve all situations from within. Are you being tempted by your emotions to follow your lower instincts? Are you being invited to enter into a quarrel with someone? Put your sword away. This is not the time for battle. Your enemy is not who you think it is. Do not act from a place of anger that will damage your relationship and hurt the ones you care for. Find the truth hiding in your heart that will affirm your instinct for peace rather than war. The Vision Quest. In the Vision Quest, you face your fears, embrace your morality, and then meet face to face with Spirit. When we feel stagnant, a Vision Quest brings our lives into perspective. We realize our flaws, our potential, and the opportunity life is now offering us. We remain on a Vision Quest until we find the key to open a new door or write a new chapter in our life. Find clarity by spending time alone in nature. If you live in a city, go for a walk in a park. If you live in the country, make sure that you spend time outside in contemplation. Get off the couch. Get away from your desk. Go outside. Spirit helps those who help themselves. So set your intentions and ask nature for a guiding vision of your life. Spirit has been trying to contact you, but received no answer. You are too busy with your life, and there is too much noise inside your head. Do not miss the call again. Make room for quiet time this evening. Allow yourself to become bored for a little while, and you will be able to hear the important messages trying to get through from Spirit. 44. The sacrifice. To sacrifice means to make sacred. The sacrifice is an offering of gratitude made from the heart, a feast of love prepared for Spirit. In olden days, sacrifices sometimes involved rituals in which blood was offered to the gods. For example, in the Bible, Yahweh preferred Abel's sacrifice of one of his lambs to Cain's offering of vegetables and fruits. In Middle America, however, the Lord of the Dawn came to teach that Spirit preferred our songs and our prayers to the blood of humans or animals. Thank goodness. The sacrifice asks that you offer to Spirit that which is most precious to you. Your offering will be sanctified and returned tenfold. You will be elevated to the altar at which you have been praying, and meet the divine at the table with the heavenly feast. You are a welcomed guest in this banquet. Your heart is the only worthy offering you can bring. Life has been generous with you in so many ways. What is the one person or thing that you feel you cannot live without? It is time to offer it all to Spirit so that it may unfold as it will. Do not cling to the old form or allow your sacrifice to weigh heavily upon you. You have sacrificed yourself and your dreams for too long. Now is the time to rededicate yourself to your journey. When you make sacred, you open the doors to infinite wealth Do not delay. The time is now. 55. Here, the feather, a symbol that is used to clearing ceremonies for smudging, reminds you of the sacred commitment. You make to your life. This is a symbol of consciously bringing the spiritual into the material, infusing the world with reverence and an acknowledgement of the higher planes of existence. This influence and animate all life. The feather is a symbolic reminder of deliberately entering into partnership with the Great Spirit to co-create for the highest good of all. It's time to clear your energy and be present and become conscious of how you communicate. This is a good time to write in a journal and put your thoughts into a cohesive form. Perhaps you need to actually do a smudging ceremony in your home, your office, creating a sacred space to write about your dreams and desires. Just remember that when taming the wind appears as a symbol, it is time to honor the Great Spirit with reverence and respect. It's time to clean up any misunderstandings with others, clear the air after a disagreement, and allow others to share their side of things. You are called now to be a good listener. This is not the time to be right. It's a time for you to understand rather than be understood. Good things come out of this restraint of tongue and pen. You will be surprised at how things get resolved when you allow for all sides to have value. 52. When standstill appears, it is a symbol of pausing, the act of observation and breathing space. It represents the benefit of temporary non-action, as well as what happens when one is stuck. When things seem to stall or stagnate, when you feel stuck, this symbol appears as a reminder that constant action isn't going to get you where you want to go. Perhaps it's time to gather more information or just wait until the universe makes the next move. No matter what, this moment is a beautiful gift orchestrated in your favor. Enjoy it. Let the universe bring all parts together for the highest good. Go and play, recharge, and take the focus off whatever has stalled. Life will get busy again for you sooner than you think. Time to get out of analysis paralysis. Standstill invites you to turn within. Breathe and recognize this is the condition of the moment. It allows you the opportunity to bear witness to whatever is going on before movement resumes. This is also an opportunity to abort a project, to exit before damage, and it may also be time to relieve you of the unnecessary burden that you took on without considering the cost. Which one it is dependent on your stopping, taking a deep breath, quieting your mind, and removing all your distractions. Then you can make your next move in a grounded, relaxed, detached way. When something doesn't go the way you think it should, remember the following. What is yours cannot be taken away. Native people around the earth recognize mountains as places of great power, where one encounters spirit or where the gods and goddesses reside. In ancient Greece, Mount Olympus was the home of the 12 main gods and goddesses. In Tibet, pilgrims circumambulate Mount Kailash to bring prosperity. In Peru, pilgrims climb the ice-capped Mount Ozengate to receive the starlight and bring fire to the earth. If I mispronounce those mountains, I apologize. The holy mountain invites you to go on a sacred pilgrimage to acquire vision and perspective. First, you must accept the present situation as an opportunity to discover higher understanding. Find a sacred altar where others who come before you have prayed and found wisdom, and make your offering there. Make a commitment to walk with courage, to walk with love and compassion until you see the clarity, the perfection of all. Remember, there is perfection in imperfection. When the holy mountain shows up, it is time to be active. Do not let your doubts deter you and keep you bound. This is a time to leap over challenges and to remember that from the top of the mountain there are no obstacles, only beauty and an unobstructed view of the entire earth. And there's no need to go shopping for the right hiking boots or camping equipment to climb the holy mountain. You already have all the gear you need. Overcome any lethargy, indolence, laziness, as these are the real obstacles. When the wild woman dances into your reading, she reminds you of the essence of authenticity and freedom. Divestead of all social constraints and cultural conformity, the wild woman holds up a mirror to your essential self, the true essence of who you are and who you're meant to be. Come. She is a reminder of the bright light within each of us, what gets dimmed by the restrictions imposed upon us, by the expectations of society. She reminds us that in order to be fully present in life, we must uncover the light and let it shine brightly, regardless of the perceived consequences. When the wild woman comes to dance in your reading, you're invited to shine brightly and to know that your true self is being called out to engage the world. This is a symbol that your long-held dream is beginning to take root and wants to be expressed. Your authentic self doesn't fit in a box. It needs the freedom to shine. It's time to have the courage and step into the light. The wild woman says, shine brightly, dance with the abandoned, and be yourself, and let the Great Spirit decide what happens. You will be happy you did. Excess for its own sake is a sign of imbalance. This is a warning that you may be trapped in obsessive thinking or behavior, looking for release in places that will never provide it. Let go, lest you become like the hungry ghost in Chinese Buddhist lore that can never be fulfilled. True release comes from trusting the fluidity of life, understanding that just as a river needs its banks to flow through, so too do you need boundaries around your thinking and behavior. Now is the time to simplify, be mindful, and connect to that light within you. In dance 5, the heart. The beloved is the recognition of spirit in another, moving towards spirit through the other. It is when the divine appears to us in the form of our child, our partner, our friend, and we experience being in love. As we grow, we start to recognize the beloved in everyone, not confusing their personalities with their divine nature. Accept the invitation to learn through the path of love. Expand your being through union with another. When you recognize the beloved in another, you call forth their highest and purest nature. Follow the path of love. Be careful with romantic love, the kind of love you fall in and out of. Own all the projections you have placed upon that person you are dreaming of. Remember that they are only mirroring back your own deep longings rather than revealing their true selves. If you fail to notice this, be prepared to walk through the fire of strong emotions once again. Alright, I'm going to set that right there. Alright, again, it's Mystical Shaman Oracles. Beautiful deck of cards, and I hope you enjoyed it and have a blessed day.